Imagine a historic night at Glastonbury Festival 2025. Thousands of people waited tensely under a dark British sky as a giant curtain still covered the main stage. That night, history was being written. For the first time in decades, a rapper headlined this legendary festival. His name was Eminem. This is a story of how he rocked Glastonbury, broke boundaries, and created an unforgettable moment. Read the full story, and let us know in the comments what you thought of this historic performance. That night, the sky above Somerset, England, was lit up with glittering stage lights. Thousands of people had gathered for the 2025 Glastonbury Festival, one of the largest and most legendary music festivals in the world. The atmosphere was distinct, with a sense of tension mixed with curiosity. All eyes were fixed on the main stage, which, until then, remained covered by a giant curtain. For decades, Glastonbury had been known for its dominance of rock, pop, and alternative music. Hip-hop had always been present on the smaller stages, merely as a complementary element, not the center of attention. But this year, history was being written. For the first time, a rapper was chosen as the main headliner. That name was none other than Eminem, a rap icon whose life and music have inspired millions around the world. Rumors about this performance had been circulating for months. Some in the audience doubted whether hip-hop could conquer the legendary stage, so far dominated by electric guitars and rock drums. Others, however, came filled with anticipation, eager to witness firsthand how Eminem would captivate the Glastonbury crowd. This anticipation made their hearts pound, as they anticipated something unprecedented. The night breeze carried the scent of wet earth from the vast fields. Laser beams pierced the sky, adding to the magical atmosphere. Hundreds of thousands of people stood closely, their bodies pressed together, but their eyes never left the stage. The black curtain seemed like a wall of mystery, holding a great surprise waiting to be revealed. As the clock on the stage screen struck 10 o'clock, the thumping bass began to faintly echo. The lights slowly dimmed, plunging the sea of spectators into darkness. Screams began to echo, a mix of hysteria and irresistible curiosity. Everyone realized that the historic moment was only seconds away. And just as the booming boom grew louder, the giant curtain began to rise. From behind the white smoke, a shadow emerged. The silhouette stood tall with a microphone in hand. The audience immediately knew who it was. A new chapter in Glastonbury history was about to begin. Cheers erupted as the silhouette became clearer. Eminem stood center stage, wearing a black jacket and a hat partially covering his face. He ducked his head for a moment, letting the crowd's screams fill the air. The next second, the first beat boomed. The pounding drums mixed with the bass made the ground tremble. Everyone knew immediately that this night would be unlike any other at Glastonbury. Eminem opened his set with one of the iconic songs that had become a cornerstone of his career. The fast-paced beat compelled the audience to jump, moving their bodies uncontrollably. His voice flowed sharply, each verse clearly audible even as thousands of people screamed hysterically. The microphone became a weapon, and his words struck the air like bullets. The initially hesitant crowd was now consumed by enthusiasm. Even those who hadn't previously been fans of hip-hop were swept away by the energy radiating from the stage. Giant cameras focused on the audience's sweat-drenched faces, their eyes sparkling, their mouths screaming along to the lyrics. This was proof that music can transcend genre barriers, uniting millions of hearts in one rhythm. Midway through the song, fireworks exploded, lighting the sky in gold and red. The visual effect added to the grandeur of the atmosphere. Stage smoke swirled, spotlights danced wildly, creating another world above the Glastonbury grounds. It all felt like a dream come true, a night he would never forget. Eminem paused occasionally, gazing out at the sea of people filling the green field. A faint smile appeared on his face, a rare expression. He knew full well that tonight was more than just a concert. This night was historic, not just for him, but for the world of hip-hop as well. But beneath the roar and cheers, there was something unsaid. Eminem had a surprise in store that would leave the audience breathless. And slowly, that moment began to approach. The next beat of music abruptly stopped. The stage was pitch black, with only a faint blue light illuminating Eminem's figure. The audience fell silent for a split second before the screams erupted again. From behind the smoke haze, the soft sounds of piano emerged, an intro instantly recognizable to millions. Suddenly, a giant screen displayed snippets of Eminem's life, from the streets of Detroit to the world stages. Everyone was mesmerized. It was as if they were witnessing a long journey that had finally brought him to this night. And when the beat hit again, the surprise was revealed. A legendary guest star took the stage, a figure no one would have ever expected to appear at Glastonbury. The audience erupted in hysteria. They jumped, screamed, and some even cried. The collaboration wasn't just a performance, but a meeting of two musical worlds that seemed impossible to combine. But in front of thousands of people, all boundaries fell apart, leaving one word in everyone's hearts: magical. Eminem moved swiftly, delivering verse after verse with impeccable precision. The guest star complemented every gap with a soul-stirring voice. The spotlight shifted rapidly. Fireworks lit up the sky once more, and thousands of hands shot into the air to the music. This was the moment where time seemed to stop. In the front row, the audience's faces were filled with shock. They knew this was a moment they would remember for the rest of their lives. That night wasn't just a concert, but a history etched in their hearts. Glastonbury, which had been a rock and pop staple for decades, was now filled with the undeniable beat of hip-hop. As the song ended, the stage went dark again. The only sound was the audience's gasps. They knew this was just the beginning. Something bigger awaited them offstage.